Hi, welcome back with another movie explanation. Today, I'm going to explain a science fiction comedy horror film called Big Ass Spider. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The movie opens with a scene in Los Angeles where we see that everything is devastated and people are running here and there to save their lives. We see the buildings are broken, some are burning, and some are completely demolished. We see broken and burning cars on the road, debris falling on the ground. We see there are military personnel all around the city and helicopters in the sky. We see that a huge spider, bigger than the size of a human, is at the top of a building and is destroying it. We see the helicopters shooting and attacking the spider to kill it, but the spider is still unbeaten. Rather, the spider is attacking the helicopters, causing it to explode. We can see that the spiders is destroying the whole city and is also killing the citizens and feeding on them. We see a man walking and looking at his surroundings and everything that is happening there. We look up at the spider who was atop of the building and is reactionless on the side. A helicopter blasted and was falling down, and the scene ends there. The scene then shifts where we see our protagonist, Alex Mathis, getting down from his truck and going to a house. Alex Mathis is an exterminator working in Los Angeles. There was an old woman who was screaming in the house when Alex reached there, and then the old woman came out and hugged Alex tightly for coming there. Alex had actually come there to catch a mouse, which was in the old lady's house. When Alex was successful in catching the mouse, the old lady gave him a cake as a thanking gift. She was also asking Alex why a nice guy like him is still single, to which Alex replied that he hasn't found the right girl for himself. While she was talking with Alex outside, she noticed a spider on her sleeve. Alex recognized that the spider is poisonous, and the old lady took out the slippers to kill that spider because it was poisonous. As soon as she tried to smack the spider moved and she missed the hit, and then the spider bites Alex. His arm had swollen a bit because of the spider bite. The scene then shifts to a hospital, and we see Alex there. He visited the hospital to get treatment, and we see that Alex was flirting with the nurse at first. The nurse then went to the doctor to consult about what injection should be given to treat the wound. Then, we see a doctor in the hospital, where there was a dead body kept in the bag, and suddenly, the bag started moving. The doctor was at first frightened at the sight because it was unnatural of a dead body to move. The doctor gathered courage, and as soon as we tried to open the bag and see what's inside, the lights went off in the whole hospital. And when the lights came back, you see a big-sized spider on the shoulder of the doctor, and then it bit him. The doctor then rang the fire bell of the hospital, and hearing this, everyone in the hospital got tensed. Alex too couldn't understand what was happening there. The doctor then came out of his room, and then told the owner of the hospital that there's big spiders in the hospital, and we can see that everyone got a bit scared by this. The owner wasn't believing in the doctor's words. He thinks that spiders cannot grow so big. The doctor was also trying to make him understand, but he wasn't. Alex was standing there listening to all of this, and then he approached the owner too. Alex told him that the doctor was telling the truth, and there are spiders that could grow up to huge sizes. He gave a proposal to the owner that if he clears Alex's bill, he'll find out the big spiders in the hospital. The owner agrees to this, and then we see Alex packing up and took his tools and weapons to find the spiders. Jose, the security guard for the hospital, also stepped ahead to help Alex. Alex went to the ward where the spider had bitten the mortician. We then see some people in the military were searching for something in the whole city, and they were looking deeply in the screens that were showing the footage of the city. On the other side, we see Alex on his duty, and he went to the vent and was communicating with Jose on a walkie-talkie. Suddenly, we see Major Braxton Tanner and his lieutenant Carly Brandt show up at the hospital along with his task force. They had come there to examine the dead body from where the spider came out. When Alex was examining the room, he found out that the spider had eaten the whole body, and the body got decomposed. When he was checking the ward, he found out that the air vent was open. Alex concluded that the spider must have come through the air vent. He went inside to check the vent, and then he saw that there were spider webs all over the place and they were quite strong. It was stronger than a normal spider's web. Alex's hand got trapped in the web, but eventually he took his hand from there. There was another old patient lying in another ward, and we can see that the spider is coming out of the vent just like before. Before the old man could do something, the spider jumped on his face and attacked him, causing the old man to die. Major Braxton and his team went to that ward and saw the dead man. There was a professor in that team who concluded that it was the work of the same spider. The professor adds that they must find the spider fast because the spider will grow 4 times big in every 24 hours. While Alex was finding the spider, he saw the spider one time, but the spider ran away. After some time, the spider had grown bigger and was behind Alex. The spider was just about to attack Alex when Lieutenant Carly shows up and shoots the spider, but she missed it and the spider escaped through the trash chamber. Alex was taken to Braxton, and there Alex told them that the spider is not only strong, but also very cunning and smart. The professor told them that the spider's in stage 2 and will reach the third stage fast. Alex got confused and scared at the same time, and he wanted to know what is actually happening. But the major didn't tell him anything and asked him to get out. The team then saw a video of 6-foot big spiders that went viral, and the professor got scared. He said that the spider has now reached the third stage and is getting bigger and dangerous. The team then sent lasers to find the spider, but the only thing they could find are big spider webs. There was no sign of a spider there. The team follows the still green spider as it murders dozens of people in a public park. Alex and Jose trick the spider into chasing down their truck and luring it near a military. A massive shootout ensures, but the spider manages to flee into the woods nearby. Carly and a load of troops chase it down, but the spider ambushes them, killing a majority of the men and capturing Carly. Braxton explains that they discovered extraterrestrial DNA and wanted to exploit it as a growth hormone. A spider's nest, however, was hidden in some test fruit, exposing the spider to extraterrestrial DNA and causing it to grow quickly. Based on its size and population, the spider will begin to reproducing soon. As the now colossal spider builds a nest at the US Bank Tower, Alex and Jose head for the city. Braxton informs them that Carly is located within the nest as they enter the skyscraper, and warns them of the oncoming bombardment. They arrive in time to save Carly and several other locals who had been captured by the hatching baby spiders. The gang escapes the building just in time for the airstrike, which provokes the spider because the spider webs are flammable. Alex deduces that the spider may be destroyed by blasting its spider net. Jose takes a rocket launcher from the military vehicle and throws it to Alex, who fires a shot at the spider in the spinner net. The spider eventually dies when it explodes. Alex proposed to Carly and wrapped his arms around Carly, and the two have a passionate kiss. Next, we see Braxton phones Alex to inform him that they have yet another issue. A gigantic cockroach can be seen climbing the Statue of Liberty in the background on a video monitor. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. Stay safe and never forget, you are awesome.